we're here at the track now, and I'm in a slightly different suit, and that's because it's very wet. It's not very wet, it's just a bit wet. But I am in a team with two very quick drivers, and so we've got one of them going out for quali now. So yeah, this should be quite interesting. I've been revising rain lines the whole time. Let's just hope we don't get splashed.
Lights out, away we go. We've got a brilliant start. We might even be challenging for first. I'm going to zoom in on the mid-pack because that's going to be super chaotic going down into turn one. There's 4 wide. There's definitely contact. Nobody's spun round yet, but Senna's going to be absolute mayhem. I reckon there's 5, even 6 people ganging up, and somebody's facing the wrong way. Is that red suit? Someone's off in the grass. I can't say I didn't expect that. Nico somehow has made it from 12th to 4th in 3 corners. Further contact there is. He's spun round, but we have held P2. We are being rapidly chased down by the guy in the red suit in P3, and you can see Nico in P4 started P12. That's absolutely incredible. He got a monster start. Just going to observe this battle now. Red suit, as you can see, goes onto the mud. Nico dives down the inside and gets switchbacked. He went a bit too deep. You can see us in there, P2, leaning to the outside. We're still holding P2. But you can see Nico is going to go for another move down the inside at 180. He's not going to be able to have a look. But can he get the better exit? He does, and he's on the inside. Is he through into P3? Yes, he is. But he's not going to get the best of lines through Oak Tree, and he's going to get hit. And he's somehow stayed. And he is now in P3.
Right, well that start was very eventful. We started P2. We're still currently P2, but we got up to P1 at one point. Then P3 was hunting us down, spun off. Then the next P3 was hunting us down, spun off. Somebody spun off twice, is now 2 laps down. Really messy start. And then we had a cadet who swapped their kart just before the start and is now the fastest person on track. Then somebody spun off at Senna, and in rejoining the track absolutely punted the cadet off, and we've got a good gap to the car behind, currently in 3rd. Seems like nobody can stay in 3rd for more than a lap, but actually the person who's currently in 3rd started 14th is my good friend Nico. He's very fast. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. And he got an insane start, 14th to 3rd, and cleanly, so we might put a video up about that.
And we're out the pits now for stint 1. Just a little side note, the guy in front of me is the cadet that I was talking about before, so I believe because we pitted and we had a weight penalty, we're P3 or 4 now. But you can see, just because of that, how slippy this track is right now. It's not even raining anymore, but this track just takes absolute ages to warm up and for the water to evaporate. You can see how much lock we're going to have to put on to even get around the corner. Another thing, you can see in this clip how quick the cadets are today. I'm convinced it's something to do with the rain, because you can see through turn 1 they're barely having to lift. I brake and I end up nearly in the mud, so the cadets are so much faster today. Something to do with the wet, because they're usually always at the back. They're meant to be slower, but today they're not. Get through Senna 2, we just really aren't getting the best of exits through there, and then into 180. I nearly spin round. Up basically stationary, but I did catch it. We did get overtaken around the outside by the red suit. But the thing is, with the wet, it's really a game of experience, unless you're in one of those cadet karts that for some reason are absolutely rapid. If you haven't been driving for a while, if you're a bit younger, especially someone like me, who I've been doing indoor karting for 4 years, you just don't have that wet weather experience. So we were doing all sorts of things to try and get that experience up, but it's all a learning. Through 180 you can see the lock I put on and end up getting dived mid-corner by another red suit. Everybody seems to be in red suit at the moment, but that's because that's the main colour of wetsuit today. Even though it's not raining, there's still quite a bit of standing water and there's quite a bit of spray, even though you don't see it on the camera. So we will get pretty wet and muddy anyway. You see that steering lock that I'm having to use even to get through French Curve, as we get dive bombed by that cadet again. It's a different cadet, and you can see another red suit has spun, and we are past them. So we're up into P5. They are going to get back through at 180, but we're going to get a better line. And I think we just hit a puddle, which caused us to oversteer mid-corner, which is really annoying because it meant we didn't get the benefits from the good exit, which has knocked us back down to P6. Through center rest, we're going to get a really good run on the guy in front as he goes super wide. It's like it's dry there at the moment, but he gets a really bad run into the entry of 180, so we're going to get him on the exit. He spins even on the exit of 180. It's so wet there. Usually there would be a puddle because there's an indent in the ground, but at the moment it's just a small kind of layer of water. But the track may as well be icy at the moment. Into turn 1, you can see we get dived again by that red suit. He's just able to get more of his car onto the grippy bit of tarmac that was recently paved on the inside of the corner. But I'm going to try down into 180 to get a better run out of the corner, but you can see I just go too deep and it doesn't quite work out. He gets a much better run. And this McLaren suit in front, you can see his car isn't set up best for the wet because he's not getting great exit speed at all, and I'm able to get past him. But nothing else really happened during this stint. We ended up, I believe, P4 at the end, or P5, which is not actually all down to my questionable wet weather driving. It's also partly due to the weight penalty we received because our team was underweight. They weigh all 3 team members at the start of the race with their kit, and if you are lighter than other teams, you'll get a penalty, which is fair in the dry because you go quicker, but it doesn't necessarily work in the wet. Exiting the pits now for stint 2. The camera halfway through, or I say halfway through stint 2, about a lap and a half into stint 2, just turned off for absolutely no reason. It wasn't battery, because when we retrieved it, it had half battery left, and it wasn't memory because it had an hour and a half of memory left. So we still don't really know why. But you can see I'm experimenting with where the grip is on the track. It's been half an hour since I was last on track, and everything's significantly dried up. You can see by the sun glare it's still pretty wet though, and I'm having to slide through basically every corner. I'm able to take that kind of dry line, and then down into paddock there's a random strip where it's really grippy, and into here it causes me to spin, and I end up really unlucky and facing a wall. So I have to wait for the marshal to come and pull me out. In normal situations I would just reach over and pull the front wheels backwards, but I'm stuck facing like into a curb. The front half of my car is facing downwards, and I'm not even sure if my front wheels are on the ground, so I have to wait for the marshal to push me out. They are, but Loki has to pick the car up, so I wouldn't be able to roll it backwards. And then I have to get back onto the track, bump over the curb a bit, but I'm just really angry at this point because more frustrated with myself that I spun, because partly I just didn't know that was there. It's like a small strip of really grippy tarmac, and then it goes straight into like a puddle. So that's a bit annoying, but yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry the camera didn't catch more footage of stint 2. We are still trying to figure out why it didn't do that. But we'll just have to use this footage from the start. Thank you so much for watching. These videos take ages to edit, so please do drop a like. I will be dropping a link to Nico's channel in the pinned comment. I think it's like Neon Boy or something like that, but do drop him a sub. He posts kind of similar stuff to what I do, so go check his channel out. He ended up finishing about P5 in the end, so I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully we get a slightly better result.